Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Ahmad Bayan coming to you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakha Kodash. And as you see here on your screen, it says Mexico to make biometric identifier mandatory for all citizens by February the 20th, 2026. Alright, and we ain't too long from there. Alright, we're not too long from there. And something that I show people is that since after the pandemic, is that every time it coming closer to the ending of the year, you know, coming in from November, this September, October, November, and December. So I'm coming on into those times there, those 3 months, they tend to bring some sort of some sort of problems, you know. Yeah, they will bring some sort of problem, then they will get a reaction out of the people, and then they bring a solution. Alright, and this is something that they've been doing for some time now, you know, and people, like, they're not realizing what taking place. Why? Because many of them are blinded, you know. They are blinded, and they are basically blinded by the things of this life today, of this world, you know. They're loving this world, they're loving, you know. Esau will give them different things to basically keep them in that bubble, you know. Give them entertainment, you know. Give them you know, bring forth certain things to basically mind bubble them. Alright, while he's in the background cooking up a storm, you know, basically working up his potion to bring forth his agenda. Alright, now as it says here, Mexico to make biometric identifier mandatory for all citizens by February 20, 2026. You know, as the scriptures say, you know what, let me get it in let me get here in the Good News translation. Michael 2. Alright, so look here for that. This is Micah 2 and 1. Alright. Now it says here to the top, woe to evildoers. Alright, this is a Good News translation. It says, how terrible it will be for those who lie awake and plan evil when morning comes. As soon as they have the chance, they do the evil they planned. Alright, and all these things that Esau wants to bring forth, alright, which is the so-called white man. Some of you all might wonder why we keep saying, you know, the so-called white man, and keep saying Esau. Esau is Jacob's brother. Alright, when you go into the book of Genesis, you know, Esau came out red all over as a hairy garment, as the scriptures talk about. Alright, and Jacob came out ordinary with what? Melanin in the skin. Alright, but Esau had that red skin color, you know, and he called himself a so-called white man today. Alright, now pushing forward, these people, what they do, they bring forth their evil plans. Alright, they already have it written, you know, exactly how they want it to play off. Alright, exactly how they want things to play off, that is how they have it written. Alright, so they have certain people to play certain parts. When certain presidents, certain prime ministers come in to power, is because They put those people there to basically fulfill their agenda. Alright, so let's jump back to the video here. Now let's gonna play a little piece of this video, and we're gonna get some more scriptures. You know, you're gonna hear exactly what the man going into, that he's reading the article. Alright.
Mexico makes biometric identifier mandatory for all citizens. Mexico has officially introduced a digital identification system by signing a law that turned the previously optional biometric-based citizen code into a mandatory document for all citizens.
And Salakia for posing it. This also showing you that here in Trinidad here, those of you who listening and from over on this side, you know, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, you know, they basically looking to push where that citizens of Trinidad and Tobago has to start to work with ID card on them, which they're going to make it mandatory. Alright, now this ID card is your physical ID card, the hard copy, you know, the plastic form that you keep in your wallet or whatever the case may be. You know, they making it mandatory now, where it is you have to work with that. Alright, and as they're showing you, look the direction these people is going. So not because it's happening in one country and you're seeing things happening in the next country a different way. If you pay attention, if you read between the lines, you will notice that how they're plotting their iniquities, how they doing their stuff directly under your nose. You know, they all have an agenda. You know, birds of a feather flock together. Alright, and all of them are from that same bird, that same eagle, Esau Edom. Alright, he is proud, he's high. Alright, he's on his pedestal right now, and he's controlling every single government structure that it has around the world. Alright, so he's bringing forth this agenda, but they will do it in different ways in different countries, but at the end of the day, it is all going to meet up the same exact way. Alright, he's trying not to make it too obvious, but at the end of the day, you could deceive the people in the world, but you cannot deceive the elect, the hopeful elect, that is. Matter of fact, let me get our script here. Let's get any Good News translation. Let's see what it says here. And Salakia again for cutting the video. Salakia Hakim. Look what it says here. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, in order to keep Satan from getting the upper hand over us, for we know what his plans are. Alright? And how the Lord doing it? The Lord revealing all the secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Alright? This is Amos 3:6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord Yahweh has not done it? Surely the Lord will do nothing but reveal it his secret unto his servants, the prophets. Alright, and this is what going on here. The Lord is revealing his secrets unto us. Alright, we as the prophets of the Lord. Alright, we understanding and seeing what taking place. And what we do, we go out there and warn the people. Alright, this is what we're doing. This is Habakkuk 2:1. It says, I will stand upon my watch, and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So when we read or when we see certain things taking place, when we watch the news and we pay attention of the times that we are in, we go out there and do what? We basically add the scriptures towards it and we warn the people. Alright? So therefore we run that readeth it. We don't already have those, we get this Isaf, of Yahweh, from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Alright? And these are things that we have been speaking about. This is the end part, the end times that we have been speaking about when we are out there on the highways and byways and edges. Alright? And when people mock, they scoff, they laugh at us, But what we speaking and warning you, but you all having a good time enjoying cursing us out and laughing at us. Alright? And study and telling all yourself, well, what we preaching is not going to come now. It's going to come in another 500 years or something. Or another 1,000 years, as some people is be saying. Alright? Now when you continue here, it says, verse 3, it says, For the vision is yet for an appointed time. Alright? It is for appointed time. So you remember I mentioned that Esau, the so-called white man, they already have the things written down, listed out, step by step, how they want things to be done. Alright? And it's actually the Lord is the one that controlling these devils. Alright? He's the one that controlling them. He's the one that making sure they do exactly what they're supposed to do, because as the scripture say in Proverbs, let's get there real quick. Talk about the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. Alright? It's Proverbs 21 and 1. Alright, there's the Good News Translation again. This Proverbs 21 and 1. It says, the king, Salakia, the Lord Yahweh controls the mind of a king, and easily as he directs the course of a stream. Alright? That is what going on with these devils. They be in control. Their mind being controlled by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Even 2/3 of our people today. Even the other heathens. Even the wicked jakes. Alright? Even us, the men of the Lord. We are all like what? Robots. Unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. He controls the mind of everyone. Alright? That is what going on there. So these devils have everything doing they're basically on the right track, and in order for the Lord to return, all these things has to take place. All these things is prophecy. Alright? It says, for the vision, Habakkuk 2 and 3, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, though it delay, though you find it taking too long. For some of you all find it taking too long to come. It says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Alright? So his time is not tarrying. Is it not, Salakia? His time is not delaying in that way. Everything is just on an appointed time. Alright? Let's continue here.
Last month, legislators approved amendments to a law related to the 18-character personal identifier, known as Unique Population Registry Code, Clave Única de Registro de Población, CURP, with the change formalized on Wednesday through a decree. The mandatory CURP will contain personal and biometric information, including a photograph and a QR code containing biometric fingerprint and iris data.
And all these different things that they looking to bring to Mexico just now, right? It's the same thing they're going to bring in Trinidad and Tobago here. It's the same thing they're going to do in other European countries and America, you know, all over the world. All right, all over the world they're going to implement this. All right.
The identifier is expected to be introduced gradually to all Mexicans by February 2026.
And you realize what they say, gradually, right? So it's not just Mexico. You know, it's going to happen around the world. It's gradualism these devils are using. Everything is going cashless. All right. And they want to implant that device, which is the mark of the beast. All right. The RFID total chip. All right, that is what they're going to put in your hand or in your forehead. All right.
The government has also allowed the consolidation of the citizen codes into a single identity platform that will be connected to other state databases and administrative records. According to the decree, the Ministry of the Interior and the Digital Transformation Agency must create a unified identity platform within 90 days, while public and private institutions will be required to update their system to recognize the identifier. The country also...
See that? So basically, when they change, when they go digital in that way, right? Other countries going digital, guess what? Everybody will have to go digital. Why? Because everybody have to communicate. All right. You have to communicate with someone from another country coming into your country. You know, that means your government system have to also update. You know, so which means it's going to be a whole global thing. All right. It's not just one place and somewhere else not getting it. All right.
He also plans to kickstart a national program to collect biometric data from children and adolescents within 120 days, according to news outlet Mexico Business. CURP raises surveillance suspicions. The first CUPR was issued in 1996, allowing both citizens and residents to use it in tax filings, company records, schools, passport applications, and other government services. The biometric version of the code began rollout at the beginning of 2025. Privacy advocates, however, have viewed the introduction of the mandatory biometric ID with suspicion, raising concerns that the CURP will lead to surveillance and data security issues. The new law, for instance, does not require authorities to inform citizens when their data is viewed or accessed. This puts us in a massive surveillance ecosystem with no provisions to identify wrong use of data, data breaches, identity theft, or acts of corruption, Jose Flores, director of digital rights group R3D, told Context News. CUPR could also allow Mexico to establish data sharing agreements with other countries, including a deportation deal with U.S. law enforcement agencies. Rights groups such as Article 19 believe that the ID will give intelligence services access to data without restrictions or transparency. Mexico's national security agencies, such as the National Intelligence Center and the National Guard, are among the government bodies that will gain access to the biometric data. The government says that the misuse of sensitive data, including biometrics, is regulated by existing data privacy laws. A wiretap can only be approved by a judge, according to the Constitution and the law, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum said at the beginning of July. The unified identity platform will be able to connect to the National Registry of Missing and Unlocated Persons and the National Forensic Data Bank, allowing the country to combat the alarming trend of disappearances, according to the government.
Right. So what you see in there, they want total control. All right, this is what these devils want. They want total control. All right, and this devil is coming on with great wrath. You know why? Because he knows that he has but a short time. All right. Revelation 12:12, it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe. All right. Woe means what? Destruction to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. All right. This devil knows he has a short time, so therefore he's coming down with great wrath. All right. This book of Psalm 64:5, it says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter, they commune in lying snares privately. All right. This is how Esau operates. All right. He controls every single thing, and he lay down snares, lay down traps for you jakes out there. All right. You will come up with a like here in Trinidad and Tobago here, what they want to do with the ID cards, is to use it as identify. They want to have people walking around with it mandatory now, where you can identify who that person is, but they know how Jake is, they know how these people on this side is, they're very rebellious, and they will not want to go with that plan. They're going to get a lot of rebellious people with that type of plan, where they will come up with a plan to say, well, you know what, if you all always lost in your card, or you're something happening to you're always forgetting it home, or you lost it, or whatever the case may be. It's just for them now to just say, well, take this. This one is a digital one. You could put it on your phone. You always have your phone on you. And then they will come with hackers and prevent and cause hackers to hack your phone, or some sort of nonsense to happen. And then they're going to come with another solution for that. All right. But the main solution they want to bring forth is that MOTB. All right. That mark of the beast. As Revelation 13:16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right. That little rice grain chip that they want to put in your hand, doesn't matter what part of your body you put it, as long as that go into your system. All right. You basically mark for that. You basically mark as Esau product. All right. You basically put that branding on you right there, so you belong to him. All right. And if you are an Israelite, all right, a so-called Negro, Hispanics, Native American, Indian, you take that mark, guess what? You don't belong to the Lord anymore, but you belong to Esau Edom. And when he be destroyed, you are going to get destroyed also. All right, in that lake of fire, those ICBM missiles. All right, that is going to hit America, Babylon the Great. All right. And the one in your forehead is that Neuralink that Elon Musk bring out. All right, that Neuralink they doing. Elon Musk have it. China also have it. And somewhere else, some other country, I believe, trying to implement it also. All right. And it's like a race to see who get to basically make it first. All right. But nevertheless, at the end of the day, all of them are prophecy. All right. It says, and that no man might buy or sell, all right, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right. And how you're going to buy or sell? You're going to be able to buy or sell. You have to be able to buy or sell with those chips. All right. Either you're using the one in your brain or the one in your hand. All right. That is how you will be able to buy. Alright, it's a chip. If you pay attention to the videos that you've been seeing on TikTok and whatnot, you know, many people who have it in their hand already, what they just do, they just put their hand by the machine and scan when it's time to pay. You know, some people mightn't have it, but they might have they will have their phone. You know, they pull out their phone and scan. Alright, so that's showing you how these cell phones, these smartphones already have these devices in it. Alright, they already have that scanning mechanism in them. Alright, they already embed those things in it. It's just a program they have to tell you to download for you to use it. So you see how they done putting things in place already. Alright, even when it is you're using your card, the new bank cards, the new debit cards, the new credit cards that they have with the chip on it, the same machine that you use to scan, no, you use to swipe your card and punch in your 4-digit number, you know, your password. Those same machines is from years back. And guess what? They're using that same machine to use on your new card to scan. So how did that come across? How all of a sudden they know? How all of a sudden they always have that that scanning mechanism on that, and they never advertise it that way? So they're showing you the gradualism. They're showing you that they're setting their stuff right under your noses. This is Psalm 64:5 again. It says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune in lying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thoughts of every one of them and their heart is deep. Alright, the mind is very deep. They seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord. Alright, they want to basically live in you. And how they living in you? They want to live in your temple, the temple which it belongs to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Our DNA, everything is different to these other heathens out there. So they basically want what you have. Alright, this is the task that Esau Edom is coming with. This is his agenda. Alright, Lord willing, I will do a couple more videos based on these same things. You know, let's stay tuned for more. Alright, so with that, I hope this part of this lesson here was edifying. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakha Kodash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. Alright, this is your brother Ahmad Bayan signing out, and I will say Shalom.